Hey guys, welcome back to Bohs TV. And today we're going to be just doing a bit of a roundup of all the kind of news that's been going on over the last few days and weeks. We have a couple of news signings to talk about. The fixtures were released there about half an hour ago. We're going to talk about them as well. We're just going to talk about a few players that have left the club. So just a news, kind of general news video. So starting with the fixtures. Sligo away on Saturday, the 19th of February. It's the first game of the season. Tough game to start off with. The first few fixtures are very tough. I think the first five as well. They're very losable in my opinion. I don't want to be negative, but I just think it's it's not very likely, but it's they're going to be very tough games. Uh, Sligo away to start off, but that's a tough game. They're a decent team. They're going to be in Europe this year. Um, I know they've managed to keep a lot of their better players. They've added a few players in as well, so it'll be a tough game. After that, the first home game is against Dundalk. I know they haven't got a lot of players in yet, but they're still a decent team. They're starting to keep more players than I was expecting them to keep, but yeah, then we play Pats. Obviously, they beat us in the cup final last month in Dalymount. So, well, it wasn't in Dalymount. I'm talking about the game, the tour game of the season. But it's going to be a very tough game. They're a good side. I know they've a new manager and they've lost a good few players, but I'm sure they've recruited well. They brought in Breslin, who we'll talk about more when I get into the departures. Mark Doyle. I know they've a few players leaving, likes of Benson, Mountney, Paddy Barrett. They've all been rumoured to be going back to Dundalk with Stephen O'Donnell. So yeah, still, regardless, they're a good team, and that's going to be a tough game. Then I think is it Finn Harps away again. That's never an easy place to go. I know they'll probably be down there again this year, like they always are, but that's going to be a tough game going to Buffet. No, it's never an easy place to go to, like I mentioned. Then it's Rovers in the derby. Again, derbies can go either way. It's out in Tallaght, but they're the champions. They're probably going to win it again next year. Um, So yeah, that's another very tough game. So they're kind of the first five, and I'll get a little bit easier after that. We got the likes of Shells and UCD, I think, after that, but still, there's no real easy games in this league. But listen, I think on our day we can beat anybody really. It's a tight league, but like I said, I think we can beat anybody on our day. Um, right, we'll get on to kind of the departures now before we get into the new signings. Um, Actually, we'll talk about the signings. We'll get onto the departures in a minute. But the first signing we confirmed was on Saturday. Junior, decent player. He has experience in the League of Ireland. Scored goals in the League of Ireland with Derry. Um, went kind of had a few clubs. Then after that, he went to Sligo. Then he went to Dundalk. Um, didn't really work out from there. He had a bit of a difficult time. I know a lot of Dundalk fans were saying that his attitude wasn't brilliant and that he was a bit lazy. But we've had these players in the past that have kind of come with their attitudes it's a little bit off. But Keith Long's managed to get something out of them, so let's hope that's the same with Junior. He's a good player. He can score goals. He's done it before in the League of Ireland, so we just got to give him a chance, and we'll see how he gets on. Second one is kind of he'll probably be a bit more of a rotation player. Max Murphy, we signed him from Rovers today, a left back. I think he's only about 19 or 20, so still a young lad. He didn't really play much at Rovers. He has decent potential. I think I've seen he can play at the back, he can play in the midfield, but mostly he's a left back. I'd imagine he'll probably be coming in to replace Breslin. He was obviously gone to Pads. Um, so I think it'll prove to be a decent sign, and I hope it's not like when we brought in Thomas Alua and he looked good in pre-season, but then he just never played again. I hope it's not kind of that kind of situation because these players do have decent potential. They've proven it. Max Murphy, he's a player that hasn't really got a lot of game time at Rovers, but he's a young lad. He'll get better. And I think he'll prove to be a decent player. He'll step in the cup games if we play kind of lower league teams, like in the first division or the Leinster Senior League, Munster Senior League, whatever. He'll step in and do a good job. I'd imagine Wilson will be the number one left back for the majority of the season. Um, so yeah, two decent swings there. There haven't been too many rumours on players that could potentially be coming in. I think I seen one today about Dan Casey coming back for a third spell at Bohs. I don't know about that one, to be honest. You never know, but he only just left there last year to go to America. I don't know if he's that desperate to come back to Ireland after just a year in America. Um, but you never know. I would definitely take Dan Casey back. I think he's a great player. He's someone that we need, that real kind of leader, strong player at the back to replace Rob Cornwall. But yeah, I definitely have him back. But again, I think it just seems a little bit um not unrealistic. But you never know. If he did want to leave America and come back to Ireland, I'm sure we'd be one of the clubs that would be willing to take him back. But I don't know. I think because it's if he does come back, it's his third spell. He left after just a year in 2020. Um, he had a good couple of years at the club before that as well. But I don't know. I don't know about it. You never know. Listen, you never know. But I wouldn't be too sure about it, to be honest. Talk about the departures now. Obviously, it's the same thing every year. Really, there's going to be big departures, and that's what's happened again. Really, you could argue that this year there's been bigger departures than nearly ever in recent years. Now Bucko's gone now, Cornwall, Wardy, Tierney's obviously left long ago now. Georgie Kelly, he's basically confirmed that he's going to be going to either England or Scotland. Um, so yeah, there are a few big departures there. Most notably, I think would be Keith Buckley. Been a fantastic player to the servant, I suppose, to the club. I know he left for a year, went to Bray, then came back. But I know some people still think about that and think, well, especially kind of rival fans, like, well, he went to Bray, he left this for Bray for a year. Does he really care that much? But you know, I think he's definitely been one of the best players we've had over the past 5 to 10 years. Fantastic servant of the club. He always played for the badge. He always worked hard. He really enjoyed playing for Bohs, you could tell. But obviously, he just wanted a new challenge. He's been linked with moved to Australia. So he obviously just wants a new challenge in life, I suppose. And I think that's kind of the main reason behind him leaving. Um, which this is what it is. As he's getting older, I think he's about 28, 29 now. So he's obviously going to want a new challenge somewhere abroad. So yeah, just best of luck to him. And it's sad to see him leave. He's been a great captain since Derek Pender retired. So yeah, he'll be a massive, massive miss. He's going to be very hard to replace. The other player that's left, Keith Ward, over the kind of past 2 or 3 years, probably hasn't been the same. I know he didn't really play many games last year. Great player back in his sort of day. He's a very skillful player, can beat a man, can do anything really, but um, I think his time kind of did come for him to leave. I was sort of saying it towards the end of the season. It's probably best that he does leave. I wasn't sure where he'd go. I know it's pretty much confirmed now that he's going to be going to Dundalk. I wasn't sure what kind of League of Ireland clubs would take him, even if he was going to stay in the League of Ireland, if he was going to take a similar route to Bucko and maybe go to or Cornwall or go to like abroad to America or Australia. But he's set to stay in the League of Ireland by the looks of it and signed for Dundalk, his former club. Be interesting to see how he'll get on there. He has a good relationship with the manager there, O'Donnell. So yeah, best of luck to him. He's obviously been another player that's been good for Bohs over the past few years. Been here, I think, 6 years here. Yeah, he was a fantastic player. Uh, 5, 6 years ago, but I think he kind of lost it a little bit. He put in some good performances. Don't get me wrong, but I think he kind of lost his kind of form a little bit over the past couple of years, and I think now is probably the best time for him to leave. Another departure, Rob Cornwall. You know, I think that's a big miss as well. He's been absolute rock at the back over the past few seasons. Um, Really good player. Really very underrated in my opinion. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves across the league from other fans of other clubs. Um, he's done very, very well over the past sort of, I think he was here 5 or 6 years. We signed him from Rovers. He's done really well. He's always been consistent. He's always worked hard. He's always been there at the right time to make last ditch tackles, score important goals as well. Like he scored that late equaliser in the derby a few years ago. Scored in the derby obviously last back in November. He's obviously come up with important goals like the Dude Launch match in the Aviva where he scored that header from the free kick. He's come up with important goals. He's been a very good sort of leader on the pitch. He's been a fan favourite, for the past few years, and it's disappointing to see him go. But again, like Buckley, probably just wanted a new challenge over in America, and best of luck to him. Georgie Kelly is probably going to be a confirmed departure soon. I think he's kind of weighing up his options, as he mentioned in a few interviews. Um, Looks like it's going to be England or Scotland. Probably be England because I think his sort of style would suit the kind of game over in England, the kind of more direct style of football in the lower leagues like the League One, Championship. It's kind of you kind of see more kind of direct football, and he'd be able to take balls down, chesting them, laying them off to the wingers. Yeah, he's going to be a big departure as well. Um, Scored 26 goals in all competitions. Player of the Year in the league, Bohs Player of the Year, won the Player of the Month award a couple of times. Scored vital goals for us in Europe and 20 goals in the league. Winner in the Dublin Derby as well back in June, I think it was. So yeah, I think he's been fantastic this season. I think he deserves it. He was kind of struggling a little bit when he came to Bohs. Obviously, he didn't start very well. Um, he struggled to find the back of the net in the kind of first couple of months. You might think he only scored one or two. Um, but as the season went on, he just got better and better. Um, and yeah, he scored some vital goals for us, as I mentioned. He's going to be a massive miss. Obviously, we signed Junior, who's a striker. Is he going to score the same amount of goals? I don't know. We said this about Georgie Kelly when he came in last year for Andre Roy. Will he score the same amount of goals? A lot of people said no, but I think he almost scored the double what Andre Roy managed in the 2020 season. But um, yeah, massive, massive loss. He'll be hard to replace. With Junior, if he's going to be the main striker next year, he's got big shoes to fill. Um, so yeah, that's kind of it really. Few massive departures. A lot of those players will be missed in the team and around the place. They're going to be hard to replace. A couple of new signings as well, which is good. We were obviously waiting. A lot of clubs were confirming new signings, and we were kind of sitting there like, where aren't we? And now, we've got two in now. It's the 20th of December. The season starts on the 19th for us up in Sligo. So, we've another, couple of months now to get some players in. And because I think pre-season will be early January. So, if you can get if maybe a few more in over the next couple of weeks and gel them in, get them into the team, let Keith Long work with them, and, they'll be, I think they'll turn out to be good players. Fixtures as well came out there. Like I said at the start of the video, tough start, but I'm sure we'll get through it. Like I said, bring a few more players in and positions we need them in, and I think we'll be all right and we can challenge for something good this year. So that's where I'll end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you've been thinking of the latest news coming out about new signings, players leaving, what your thoughts on the fixtures that have come out today. Do you think it's a tough start, or you think no, we can get something from these first few games? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.